Hi friends, welcome to my channel. I'm Tirso and I'm an art director based in New York City. It is Asian American Heritage Month and I thought it would be great for me to share my story of growing up Filipino in America and all the family pressures that came along with that. Quick story first, I was in Seattle the other week for a photo shoot. When we had to do COVID testing, the nurse asked me if I was Filipino and I was like, yes. Tirso as in Tirso Cruz and Gamboa like Helen Gamboa. She asked me what I was doing with the photo shoot and I was like, I'm the art director on set. Her response was, Oy, what did your parents say? In my head, I was thinking, why are you so pakilamera? Whatever. The hair and makeup stylist on set was also Filipino, and when she found out that I was the art director, her response was, whoa, how'd you pull that off with your parents? Their reactions are stemming from the stereotype of what it's like to grow up Asian in America. Let's just start from the beginning. I'm the youngest of three, and we are all 1 year apart. They were born in America, and I was born in the Philippines. It's still kind of questionable why my mom flew when she was pregnant, but after I was born, she had to come back to America. My parents were immigrants in the 80s, and back then we weren't as connected today with the internet, so they weren't sure the rules of could they bring me back from the Philippines since I was born there. Their biggest fear was separation at the border, and if I wasn't allowed in the country, they would have needed to send me back by myself, which is what they didn't want. However, when they got here, they were told that they should have brought me to America because now they had to petition for immigration, which I'm sure was devastating. In those early years, I thought my grandma was my mom, and I didn't know that I had parents or a brother and sister in America. When I came here, there was a huge divide between us. I always felt like it was me versus them. They were born in America, and I wasn't. On top of that, they're both born on February 3rd, and I'm born in June, so they always had that bond. Like most families, I was always compared to them, and the amount of times I heard, why can't you just be more like your brother and sister? Growing up, I kind of wish they were a little bit dumber. Does that mean? Throughout elementary school and high school, a majority of the teachers didn't even call me Tirso, they called me Gamboa, and that's because of my brother and sister. They got good grades, they worked hard, so I needed to get good grades and I needed to work hard. For those of you that don't know the Asian grading scale, which is set by Asian parent standards, an A is average, a B is below average, C is you can't have dinner, D, don't come home. And if you get an F, just find a new family. Don't even try. It is kind of funny, but it's sadly true. There is a great deal of pressure to be successful, and that success is measured strictly by grades. If you met me early on in high school, I was a Hisan honors kid at the top of my class, and it was set in my mind that I was going to go to Yale and become a doctor. That goal swiftly went away. My sophomore year of high school, I had a lot of medical complications, and although the pressure didn't change from my parents, I really felt like I was fighting for myself. Becoming a doctor, lawyer, engineer, businessman, those were the expectations, but I just wanted to be happy and art made me happy. Family pressure didn't go away and I still got my A's, but because that was a focus, my success in art took a backseat. I got into a graphic design program in college, and because it was my goal, I couldn't fail myself. I interned in New York City, and after college, I wanted to move back here. I told my parents that it was my dream to work in magazine publishing in New York City, and they're like, what do you mean dream? Obviously, they were highly against it, but where I convinced my parents was that I brought up my mom's story on when she came to America. Her father was highly against her moving to America, but she did it anyway. And when I mentioned that, she understood why I needed to do this for myself. They ended up helping me move here, which was great, but I was conflicted that I was here to pursue my career for me, but I was still trying to impress them. They came to visit when I was already working at Condé Nast, and I thought that they would be so impressed. I mean, not everyone gets to walk through those halls, in particular Vogue, Teen Vogue, and GQ. Were they impressed? Nope, nothing. I think it was because they're just not familiar with this world that's completely foreign to them. I mean, art direction or graphic design isn't really a common career path in the Philippines, so they just didn't know. I'm extremely grateful for all the opportunities that I've had, and I'm proud of what I've achieved. I had a lot of success early on in my career, but without my parents' validation, a lot of it felt like a hollow victory. What I learned is that immigrant parents live the same life that they left behind. I often felt like my parents bullied me growing up because of those pressures, but they were just trying to protect me in the only way they knew how. Eastern culture is about building legacy through family and community, and Western culture is really about the individual and following your dreams. Where I'm at now is that I 100% understand my parents, and I've just accepted that they'll never really know what I do. With that said, my drive to be successful by my standards is for me, and I just want to make sure that their decision to move to America was worth it. Thanks so much for taking the time to listen. This video was really tough for me to get through because it's something that I internalize. Comment below, please be nice, and I will see you in the next video.